Hey, Tony Gasson's here. Y'all forgive me about to get in my sauna here in a couple minutes. Just got out my red light therapy. See this little red light machine? So my eyes are a little watered because I had the little black things on there. But been getting a lot of questions about this, and I briefly mentioned it before. Don't know why y'all so worried about it. But here's the thing, and this is a disclaimer. I know Deion Sanders, not in a real way, but I have talked to him before. I know Karruche, not in a real way, but I have talked to her before. I know Deion's oldest daughter, Deandra, not in a real way, but I have talked to her before. So I say that to say, a lot of times y'all ask me to speak on people and things, and I know the people personally. But at the same time, I have a job to do, and I have to teach on things regardless of who I know. And I can't pick sides. I don't ever want to be one of those influencers who shy away from a lesson or the truth or what have you because I know somebody. So that's what I don't like about certain people out there, certain pastors and podcasters, is they mute if there's a lesson to be taught from somebody that they know. They mute. And for me, it's about just getting a lesson out there to help people without bashing people. So that's the difference. Now, my phone probably will cut off when I get in here, when it gets too hot. So this video will get cut off, so forgive me. But I got to stay on my schedule because I got to coach a client here in a little while. So here's the thing with this age gap. With the age gap relationship thing. And this is what you got to understand. There are exceptions to the rule in this. Now, what I teach is that stay within 10 years. You want to be within 10 years as a woman. You don't want to be with a man over 10 years older than you on average. That's the rule. And then for a woman, you don't really want to be with a man more than really 3 years younger than you. The risk you run with a man more than 10 years older than you is him trying to re-raise you. That's the risk you run. Just him treating you like a child. Him owning you. Now, for the reason why Deion and Karruche is an exception to the rule is because Karruche has made her own name. She done made her own money. And then she is also very mature and very classy. When you see how she moves, she's not loud. She's not heard before she's seen. She stay out of the mess and the drama. She mind her business. Right now, she wear her hair kind of like the little Asian auntie. Like she not trying to do no sex appeal. She ain't trying to be no thirst trap. None of that. You know, she do her acting. She got a brand, her cosmetic line. She do her brand deals, collaborations and all that. So she get her money and she stay out of the way. It's totally different than a Glorilla or Cardi B and stuff like that, who sometimes they got to get into the controversy. They got to get loud. They got to pop off. You know, even Meg Thee Stallion getting out there into the stuff. And so it's a little different. Also, she Asian. Asians are raised different than black males, especially from Florida like Deion. Whereas you're a star athlete in Florida, to a degree, you're going to have a red carpet rolled out by your coaches and stuff like that. Mama still could keep you humble, but black boys do get more leeway. I ain't even going to say a little bit. We get more leeway than black girls. And mama be a whole lot harder on the black girls than the black boys. And so the raising is different. So ironically, when you have a cultural difference like that, and then with the maturity, Karruche could actually be just as mature as Deion Sanders. Mature don't equal wise. That don't mean she as wise as him. That don't mean she know as much as him. That don't mean she earned as much as him. But as far as maturity, I doubt he have to re-raise her. And that's what you got to realize. So if you want to date older men, you got to make sure that you on point. You got to make sure that you know the game, that you done been through some things, you understand some things, so that he don't feel like you his daughter, and he got to teach and show you every little thing. Yeah, he gonna give you some game, but you also gonna give him some game. So that's what you got to realize. The other thing is where I feel like age gap dating, why some women do this, and why it could be better or safer to a degree, is when the man has slowed down. When a man slows down, he not in the streets gallivanting, he not popping off, he ain't got all that right there emotion out in the streets, and you want companionship, you want communication, you want conversation. And you're not worried about sex like that. You're not trying to get your back blowed out every night, even every other day, or even every week. You want companionship, you want honesty, you want love, you want trust. You still want to be able to travel and do fun things, but you don't want somebody who's still trying to find themselves and they sowing their wild oats. That's where age gap dating come in beneficial for women. The red flags is if you got a different taste in music, different taste in different belief system, different ideologies and mindset, all that stuff play into it. The reason why Karruche and Deion is kind of becoming an example and everybody asking about it is because, they public figures, they out there. But it's the thing. Karruche come from Chris Brown and Victor Cruz, the NFL player. Both of them are handsome to women. They young, they fit, they mobile, they getting around. They live their life. They probably most likely was cheating on them. Probably caught them cheating, lying, stuff like that. Deion has 8 toes now. He has Depends. He does Depends commercials. So I ain't putting nobody business out there. I don't know if he wear a catheter at times, and the catheter thing that go in the male, penis, the bag. I don't know if he wear that or he just wear the Depends. But it's like a man who is going through life and he focused on his health. Like when you had to have 2 toes amputated and your body is changing and you going through things and all of the rough years that you had as a star athlete, probably one of the greatest to ever do what you did, you're not worried about going out here and trying to cheat. Like, you trying to live. Like, you trying to get your life right with God. You trying to impart life and wisdom into the young folks. You trying to love on your kids, love on your family. Like, you're not trying to be on no meat slanging tour. So that's the benefit of an age gap relationship in that type of situation, when a woman has gone through the young, wild oat sowing, gallivanting young men, and then she gets with an older man and he is more stable, he's more mature, he's more comfortable, he's more confident. That's when it could work in her favor, because she want love. She want love, she want attention, she want companionship. Like, that's what matters most. And not every woman is so caught up into sex and all of that, and a man being able to perform in the bedroom, which that stuff still could happen, but it's not the sole desire. So that's why they becoming like this type of example or what have you, and or this age gap, and women starting to look into that, and women starting to see. The other thing is too, Deion make millions of dollars. I think just at football salary alone might be over $5 million. Of course, yeah, you got to pay taxes, but then he also has endorsement deals. I believe he with Aflac, the insurance company, and he got other endorsement deals, and I know he's a shrewd businessman because he very confident, he very self-assured. So with agent or not, he not finna let you finesse him and get over him. So he gonna get a bag up off you. If you want to attach his name to your brand, you gonna run a check. So Deion could be making, gross 10 million or more a year. And so that ain't what Karruche in it for, but that's definitely a benefit. It's definitely a plus to be with a man who is not broke. and to not have to be struggling and income up and down and all of that right there. But at the same time, what a lot of people, I seen a lady, she was talking about, you know, something about Karruche, you trying to go get you a bag or whatever. Not gonna happen. Like, Deion is from South Florida. You not finessing no South Florida Negro. Especially somebody who is him and has always been him. Like, H-I-M, all capital letters. You not. Karruche couldn't finesse Deion if she wanted to. So that's one thing y'all got to worry about now. If he was from somewhere else, okay, I could see it. Not finna finesse no Deion Sanders. It's impossible. Anything he do for you is from the kindness of his heart, because he want to do it. I'm gonna tell you like right here, Karruche not finna be in no will. None of that. His money going to his kids. She not finna be in no will unless he marry her. And even if he marry her, prenup, finna be staunch. Because Deion got kids. So, ain't finna be no finessing. Any money he spend is expendable income. It's money he has. It's money that he can afford to lose. Money that he'll set on fire or flush down the toilet. He not finna go broke for no woman. He not that type of man. Like, you could listen to him talk. You could look at him talk. He not that type of man. So the finessable men, trying to think of a finessable man that's a celebrity. The finessable men is more so like actors. Like guys who was thespians. Like they was overlooked in school. Like cause they go in the theater class. Like, people focus on the basketball star, the football star, maybe the track star. You ignoring the theater class kids. Like, Michael B. Jordan was ignored. The lady called him a nerd. The radio host out of New York said he was a nerd and used to walk around with his head shot. And he called her out about that on the red carpet when he bumped into her and she had that mic in his face. He said, yeah, nerd, huh? And she was like, no, I didn't say that. He said, yeah, I heard it. Yeah. Then walked off on him. But even Michael B. Jordan have not got finesse because he cautious of it. But that's the actors, that's who you kind of probably can finesse. But like athletes, anything they do for you because they want to do it for you. They want to do it for you. Like if you look better than them, they know they paying for your looks. They know that. They not fooled. And so a lot of y'all, if you want an older man because he got a consistent check, he got what you call that, pension, all that right there. Okay, cool. All right, God bless you. Some of them you could get over on them, but if he was always him, he always had women. You got to realize, like Karruche, you know, beautiful woman or whatever. Nothing new to Deion Sanders. Nothing new. Like it's debatable if she is prettier than Pilar or Tracy Edmonds. Like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So like me as a man from the outside looking in, Pilar and Pilar probably the prettiest, maybe, I'm guessing, and then Tracy Edmonds right there, then Karruche. You know, just on societal constructs. So it's not like Deion is with somebody that of the likes that he's never had. The other thing about it in this situation that is different than other age gap relationships is Deion can have any young woman he want. If he want an 18-year-old, he can have an 18-year-old. Like, he's in the position, he got the name, he got the face, he got the brand. That would be absolutely disgusting. But if he wanted that, he could have that. 22, 25, 30. So that's what people got to realize. It's a difference. So you can't compare your age gap relationship to theirs. Totally different. And For Karruche, she also could have any man with money. If she just wanted a bag, it's a lot of dummies that she could get a bag off of. If she wanted a bag, she probably would go to a current athlete who is young and in the NBA, who is young and dumb, and a lot of them deal with metrosexualness and some of them bisexualness. If she wanted a bag and wanted to finesse, she could go get a real bag, like a different kind of bag. Like Drea Michelle, she have a young man, Jalen Green, who probably make over 20 million a year. That's the kind of play Karruche could run if she wanted to. And so I believe that age gap, Drea Michelle and Jalen Green, is less authentic and real than Deion and Karruche. And I know Drea Michelle. She came to one of my seminars before. I don't know her like that either, but she know who I am. So again, I'm speaking on people who know exactly who I am. And me and my wife was on vacation at the same hotel as Drea and Jalen Green in Turks and Caicos. So, and she seen me and recognized us too. So y'all have to realize I be speaking on things just from the real and the raw, but still have knowledge. The people know who I am. I know who they are. And I still got to tell the truth. But theirs, to me, is less authentic. To me, Jalen Green kind of fell for the ooze, like the Delilah and Samson. And I feel like he wanted somebody that could take care of him. Like what I call a mom you could sleep with. And him getting that level of care and attention is not something that he finna get from a 21, 22-year-old and all that. So Drea Michelle having a lot of experience, which I believe she was with Chris Brown in her past too, just like Karruche, that's gonna finesse a young man. That's gonna finesse a young man. But it's nothing that Karruche could do that could finesse Deion Sanders. And then Deion Sanders can't finesse her, because if she wanted money, it's men who make way more money. Like she could go to an NBA player who make 30, 40, 50 million a year, and they 1000% would talk to her. If she liked their picture, viewed their story, liked their story, she could have NT1 of them. Trust me, I know. I'm a matchmaker. And so that's what you got to realize and understand. And so when you looking into age gap stuff, make sure it's organic, make sure it's authentic. The thing what Karruche like about Deion is his wisdom. And his perceived wisdom and his perceived maturity. That's what she like about him. She like his talking points. Deion is like, he carry himself, and the way he talk and the way he minister and he post quotes every day. It's almost like an older version of me, of like a life coach, like an older version of a life coach, an author, a speaker. He's a motivational speaker, basically. He a life coach, basically. Like, he a head coach, but he really a life coach. Like, he don't do the X's and O's for Colorado. He hire people to do the X's and O's, and he like the chief motivator, like the chief inspiration. He like the head honcho, but he's like the teacher. Like, he's like their father. Like, it's not like he trying to be Bill Belichick or nothing like that right there. So, people got to understand. So, what Deion, is his mind and the way he talks and the way he spit game. That's what the women like about him. So they see a level of maturity. Now, when they get all the way in there, they probably figure out and find out why it didn't work with Pilar, why it didn't work with Tracy. And then they hope is that they can be different, and that their connection could be different, and that their chemistry could be different. And that's to be shown. Like, that'll only time will tell. So listen, don't get caught up studying too much these age gap relationships. Do not go pursue a age gap relationship. If it happens, it happens. And even then, we need to sit down and talk and assess it to see if it makes sense. In most cases, you're going to get re-raised by the older man or the older woman. You're going to get debased or talked to like a child in most cases. In some rare cases, y'all could actually be on the same page and actually hit it off and be on one accord. Deion and Karruche, Deion is a long-term relationship type of guy. He old school like that. So him and Pilar was a long-term. Him and Tracy Edmonds was long-term. I believe him and Karruche could be at least 3 to 5 years if they figuring it out. Like if they just exploring, experiment, at least 3 to 5 years. Or depending on how she love and her care and her tenderness, she could be the one he ride off into the sunset with. She could be the one changing his depends, you know, later in his life, and being there right there beside his bedside and taking care of him and loving on him, and then it could soften his heart, and she could be put in the wheel and stuff like that, and all of that. Like he could be ready to settle down. The thing with Deion though is he's headstrong. Like that type of man is headstrong. He's very opinionated. He's very self-aware, self-assured. Some will call it arrogant. You know, he calls it confidence. But he's not really gonna put up with a lot. It's gonna be his way or the highway. Like you're gonna see it his way and understand what you got to pick up what he putting down, or he gonna move on. Like he's not in his coaching, probably in his fathering, probably in his dating, all of that. Like he's not the type of person that's gonna take orders and that's gonna do what you want him to do. He's gonna do what he wanna do. He's gonna do things his way. And it might be some things where he's not malleable. And then that's what drives a rift between him and the woman, because it may be she asking him for this and asking him for that, to do this and be this way and do like this and do that, and he's just like, that's not me, and I'm not doing that. And so I think that's what drives the rift, is a relationship if it becomes one-sided with a man who has been able to have it his way, do his own thing. So you got to think about that. If you get with an older man and he got money, he got means, he is him, he's a lawyer, he's a doctor, you know, even if he was lame as a youth, but now he's not, he know who he is, he gonna be headstrong, he gonna be set in his ways, and he gonna have some issues. But hey, this Tony Gaskins, y'all take the lessons. It's not about the